In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make my puffy flower motif into a granny square. I have a tutorial on my channel already for this puffy flower motif, and I will link that down below in the description box. These are wonderful motifs. They make great garlands, and when I was looking at it, I thought this would be really cool in a granny square. As we all know, granny squares are super useful. You can create almost any sort of project from a granny square. So I created the granny square around my puffy flower motif. I am just using regular acrylic yarn for this and a 5.5mm crochet hook. The finished granny square will be 5 inches across and 5 inches long. To start, we want a slip knot on our hook. On your flower motif, we have 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can start in any one of those. We are going to work in the top of the first petal. So here is where you want to count your first stitch. 1, 2, 3. We want to work in that third stitch from the bottom of one of these little valleys. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work a slip stitch in that third stitch. Working around our motif now, into the next stitch we're going to work a single crochet, a double crochet into the next, into the next stitch we're going to work 2 trebles, and this is our corner, and so we need to chain to get around the corner. So I'm going to chain 2. Into the next stitch I'm going to work another 2 trebles, so we've got sort of a start of a corner here. Into the next stitch we're going to work a double crochet, into the next stitch a half double crochet, a single crochet into the next stitch, into the next 2 stitches we are going to slip stitch. And at this point you should be on the top of your next little petal from the motif. Single crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next. Into the next 2 stitches we want a double crochet, into the next stitch half double, into the next stitch a half double, into the next stitch single. We're now at the top of our next petal. We need to do another corner. To do that I'm going to work 2 half doubles into that next stitch, chain 2, and I'm going to work 2 half doubles right back into that same stitch. Into the next 2 I'm going to work a half double crochet, Into the next stitch, I'm going to work a double crochet. Into the next stitch, I'm going to work a half double crochet. Into the next stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet. Into the next 2 stitches, I'm going to slip stitch. And you want to make your slip stitches loose. Don't make them too tight. We're now back onto the top of our next little petal. We are going to work a single crochet into the next, a half double crochet into the next, 2 trebles into the next, and here we're working another corner, so 2 trebles, because it's a corner we need to chain 2. Into the next we're going to work 2 double crochets, we've got our corner there. Into the next we're going to work a half double crochet, a single crochet into the next, we're going to work a slip stitch into the next, a slip stitch into the next, so slip stitch into those next 2 chains or stitches. We're again at the top of our next petal. We're going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet into the next, a half double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next, single crochet into the next. We're going to slip stitch right there into the next 2 stitches, single crochet into the next. We're now at the top of our last flower petal. Into the next, for our corner, we're going to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and 2 half double crochets right back into the same stitch, and that will complete that corner. We're going to work a half double crochet into the next, a double crochet into the next 2, a half double crochet into the next, a single crochet into the next, slip stitch into that last stitch, and slip stitch right back into the stitch that we started with. Now to finish a granny, I like to just slip stitch into the top of that stitch there just to kind of finish it off. And now we have a granny square. So here is the finished granny square, and it doesn't lie perfectly square. This has obviously not yet been blocked. None of these squares have been blocked yet, but you can easily do that and block them and shape them up a little bit. This may happen because we're working from these like the petal part of the motif. There are indents or valleys, and then there's peaks, and so you really do have to play with your stitch height. That being said, this pattern that I just gave you is sort of a general stitch pattern for working around to create a square. Everybody's tension is different. There may be times where your tension requires you to use a single crochet instead of a half double crochet, or a half double crochet instead of a double crochet, and that is perfectly fine. Part of the creative process is figuring that out as you go. So hopefully this little tutorial gives you an idea of how to work a motif into a granny square, and I cannot wait to use these in a scarf or a bag or even a blanket. I haven't decided yet, but I just love how they came out. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye!